Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video this morning on Ethereum. We're going to do a full update on Ethereum. We'll talk a little bit about what to expect next week. Next week, we have a lot of important data coming out. I know, boring, but you need to know about it, all right? If you're not aware of it, if you don't know what's coming, if you don't know when it's coming, then you're going to lose money, or at least the risk of you losing money increases greatly. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk in general about what to expect from Ethereum. Ethereum over the course of the last 24 hours has been incredibly stable. Take a look at this price action. It's amazing. Frame it. It's great to see. So we'll talk about that, what to expect in the short term and a little bit more of the medium term. Tomorrow, I'll try to post a video on my expectations for October for major cryptos, right? But on Ethereum at this point of time, as most of you know, I'm still relatively bearish. In my opinion, both fundamentally and technically might be the most important one right now. Ethereum has been incredibly weak since the end of September. We've spoken about the Ethereum validator queue quite some time. If you're unaware of that, check out my video yesterday or look it up yourself. I mean, it's very easy. There's just a lot of Ethereum that's waiting to potentially be sold, like billions of, well, hundreds of millions of Ethereum at least. So that weighs on Ethereum, and then we're also seeing that ETH BTC, right? So that has been bullish since May. Since May, Ethereum has outperformed Bitcoin, and for the first time since May, ETH BTC has actually dropped down. Well, is it since May? No, that's since July. But for the first time, as you can see right here with ETH BTC, this is the first time that it really looks that with strength, we're losing the uptrend. We've lost the uptrend with ETH BTC once before in June, but back then it was with very low volume. We were able to easily reclaim that, and we had some strong support. Right now, we're losing the uptrend with ETH BTC with a lot of strength. We had a lot of volume last week. That pushed us below the trend, and support is also a little bit lower. All right, major support for ETH BTC is at least a couple of percentage points lower. So because of that, technically and fundamentally, I'm still relatively bearish on Ethereum for now. I think that can turn around in October. I think that's a possibility, and I think it's a matter of time before that happens, right? I mean, Ethereum, I think fundamentally is still incredibly strong. Ethereum is still the main hub for stablecoins. It's still the most interesting layer one blockchain, basically for institutions and for big money, I would argue. So talking about Ethereum's ecosystem real quick. Normally I don't do this, but one of the coins I think you should definitely watch is Linea, right? So I've spoken about Linea quite some time, and this is not paid for or anything. I just think you need to know about it, right? Linea is very Ethereum dependent. So that's why I think it hasn't rallied yet, but this is consolidating here at the lows at a valuation which I would consider relatively low. All right, relatively low compared to the TVL, relatively low compared to all the investors and all the network that they have. So I would expect this to break out. But for that, we do need Ethereum to bottom out. The liquidity and the volume over the course of the weekend has been very low. So I think it's going to be, first of all, very volatile for Ethereum. But I would still say that even though we could short-term get a move into this fair value gap around 4,100 and 4,150, I think that's most likely. I think ultimately we're still dropping down a little bit lower over the course of the next, let's say, 2 weeks into this level here at 3,800, 3,700, maybe 3,600. On the specifics, I'll keep you updated tomorrow once we actually do have that new week opening, which, like I said, is very volatile, right? So it's very difficult for me right now to point out specific moves. So we'll talk about that, but for now, I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Have a great Sunday, everybody, and bye.